Hello, you level grinding cats and dogs of YouTube land, you RPG junkies and RPG fanatics. I'm the anti-hero drink, and as always, this is RPG Mayhem, and I thank you for listening to this beautiful mug talk to you about what I love and hopefully what you love, RPG video games. So let's jump right into this video. 2015 is almost at an end, and every publication is asking what was the best game you played, what game did you pour the most hours into, what game stole your soul and stole your life because you just wasted so much time onto it. And while the RPG fight is out, where The Witcher 3 is thrown down the gauntlets and Fallout 4 is swinging hard, that's a story for another gamer. What I'm here to talk to you gamers about is what I love and what hopefully you love, J-style RPG video games. And we all know the heavy hitter that came out of Japan like a wrecking ball that just broke every other game's draw and left it on the ground, and we just walked by and said, damn, you look pitiful, just clean yourself up. This RPG that was so brutal and heavy hitting that hit out of Japan was none other than fucking Persona 4. This fucking epic juggernaut of a beast just beat every other game in its path to a fucking pole. Its vibe, its story, its characters, the fact that this game didn't even come out in 2015 and just probably will hit in 2016 is just building up to the legend that it is. Moving along, and jokes aside gamers, just moving along. While 2016 might see the birth of Persona 4, the game we all want and love, 2015 did have a lot of J-style RPGs, or just RPGs in general, that really made console gaming enjoyable, and I'm just giving homage and just note to those games. So if I forget a game, because I'm only one person, as I always say gamers, leave a comment below and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. But starting off this list, I said it once and I'll say it again, Bloodborne was a breath of fresh air in 2015. At a time, as I said, where the PlayStation just had no RPG video games. Cough cough, wink wink, nudge nudge, I don't consider Destiny that an RPG. Bloodborne came out and it gave the enjoyment and the excitement that we needed. It was a fun, challenging, invigorating game that broke up the monotony of picking up a gun and pointing the trigger and shooting something. Bloodborne was in a challenging game that gamers we saw, we might have died, but we kicked epic fucking boss ass. It was a definite fun game, and I'm kind of sad that it's being swept under the rug for games like Dark Souls 3. But it was a fun game and it made 2015 enjoyable. If you didn't play it, it gets a recommendation from me. It gets a recommendation for so many people on YouTube that it was a fun game, and it was PlayStation. Oh, it still is. It's PlayStation exclusive. This game made people want to buy a PlayStation 4. And one other game in regards to that was Final Fantasy Type 0. That game really brought Final Fantasy, at least for me and a lot of other fans, off that bed, off that life support bed that so many gamers have felt that it was on. I agree with Alpha Omega Sin. Final Fantasy used to be a juggernaut, the dominating RPG game, and it's felt lackluster in a lot of its installments. Type 0 re-showed the storytelling and the detail to environment that I love about Final Fantasy. And when I say the detail to environment, it was one of the most war-torn games that I played in a long ass time. I'm talking about old school Final Fantasy Tactics, old school Final Fantasy fucking A, old school Brave Hearts, old school just so many old school RPGs that really had that war-torn vibe. A lot of them were on the PlayStation. That's what Final Fantasy Type 0 brought to the modern age console gamer. It was great and fantastic, gamers. It was epic and lovely with its story, and its opening cinematics were heart-wrenching. It was a fun fucking game that brought a breath of fresh air to the PlayStation 4 and to any Final Fantasy player out there. And also you got the bonus, gamers, that you couldn't go wrong with, of seeing the vision for Final Fantasy 15. And I can't lie, from what I played from the demo, Final Fantasy 15 might be shaping up to be a pretty interesting game that you might want to go put some money and some time into. So it was definitely a win-win on both fronts. Another RPG video game that isn't RPG is to the extreme and something a lot of people just didn't get to play, but I did. I enjoyed, and I definitely give this a recommendation for all you importers out there, was God Eater Rage Burst. That was fucking fun. I enjoyed the fucking hell out of it with Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. They literally dropped close around the same time, so I got to play both of them gamers, and I enjoyed the fuck out of the God Eater game. The God Eater series is just these giant epic ass monster battles with fast hardcore gameplay. The customization and just the customization to weapons and character is so unique to that game. It's almost like the Monster Hunter of the PlayStation 4. Or the PlayStation in general, but it's like that, where you just have so much detail over how your character looks and how your character interacts in combat, and it has an epic cool ass story. But again, I played mine in Japanese, and as you might know, not a big speaker of Japanese, so sucks for me. But if you're definitely looking for something to import, this game definitely gets a recommendation from me, because the gameplay is fun. Even though I didn't speak Japanese, I could go still stumble through the story and get to all the good parts of the gameplay. So definitely check this game and definitely look out for this game. Another game that I want to go give credit to that's out right now that a couple of people are playing, but not everybody seems to be super hyped into it, is Disgaea 5. I'm enjoying the hell out of this game right now, gamers. And as always, I love to represent that Nippon Ichi pride. That I love what they do with their RPGs, and I want them to continue doing it. As always, it's a Disgaea game, so you're in for the long haul of what you like and don't like about Nippon Ichi games. It's grindy as fuck, but the characters try to go pat that down with the tongue-in-cheek humor, the excellent gameplay and challenges that you overcome, and it's a game that definitely favors strategic gameplay, strategy, and well-leveled and well-geared characters over rushing in head first. But always a fun game. I can't wait to review it just when I go get some more time, but definitely another game that dropped this year that I was super epically excited about. Other games I want to go give honorable mentions to: Sword Art Online came out for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 3, and if you're a big SOA fan, this is a game you should go pick up. You get to go see all your characters that you know and love, but you only get to go play as the main character, Kirito. So take the good with the bad, but it's been a pretty interesting, fun game, and with no more dot hack, this is the closest thing you're going to go get to an RPG about playing an RPG about playing an RPG, gamers, is what I want to go say. Also, honorable mentions, I also mentioned that Odin Sphere was going to come out with an HD remake. That's something you should definitely look out for. I believe this year, and I might be wrong, many pardons if I am, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, I think, hit a HD remake for the PS4. I didn't pick it up, but I believe I saw it. Also, games that are coming out that just haven't hit, we're naturally going to be getting the new Tales game that's going to be hitting the PlayStation 4 and a lot of consoles, and big ups to Tales getting its name out there. This game has been getting a lot of hype and a lot of fucking notice, so definitely big up to the Tales series, and gamers, definitely go out and show your support for games like this. Also, another game that's looking for your support is Star Ocean, but I know a lot of you gamers out there are going to go support it, but big ups to Star Ocean when it hits. Also, I wanted to go say that RPG Maker is coming out with another game this month, and if you're like me, gamers, where you just dream of debbing out and making your own RPG video game, this one's supposed to be coming out simpler, easier, and more powerful than the last. And definitely there's a lot of great YouTubers out there that do content for this game, so you can go get your own ideas off the ground. And last but not least, Xenoblade Chronicles X. I've been waiting for you. I need you. I want you. Hurry up and come out this year so I can fucking play you and I can review you next year. Definitely another game you should be on the lookout for. But these are the games that I just want to give quick shout outs and just say these games made 2015 an enjoyable year. As I always say, if I missed any game that you think that deserves a shout out, leave it in the comment below. Like this video if you like what I had to go say. Definitely go hit that subscribe button because I love you to be a part of my channel. And as I always say, later in peace, gamers. I'm the Anti-Hero Drink, and I love talking about RPG video games and nerd shit in general.